everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Gloves are off between uncle and nephew over the control of the NCP. Ajit Pawar made a fiery speech today in a show of strength with roughly 30 MLAs and asked his uncle Sharad Pawar to relent, bless him and retire. On the other side, only about 24 MLAs showed up with the party patriarch in their parallel function. The fight has reached a crescendo, with Ajit Pawar taking direct pot shots at his uncle for the very first time. Ajit Pawar alleged that Sharad Pawar wanted to back BJP as far back as 2014, then 2017 and 2019. And that now this call to align with the BJP by him has been taken for the better of the party at large and for the country. He has staked claim for the party symbol too. In fact, his letter to the EC was sent on June 30, on Friday last week, 2 days before the move became clear on Monday. He has claimed the support of 41 MLAs in that petition. That may end up being a legal matter that could drag. But politically, it seems the Pawar war has been won by the younger one. Has the nephew pipped the uncle? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. First up, at last count, Ajit Pawar had a strength of 34 MLAs with him this afternoon. That's just too short of the two-third majority mark needed to avoid the anti-defection law. They claimed that some couldn't make it due to being out of the city. Regardless, seeing the writing on the wall, it is likely the undecided ones could align with Ajit Pawar now, because on the other side, with Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule, there were only about 15 MLAs who could be seen. Could this eventually become tight? Well, it's anybody's game. There is no denying, though, that this is a big shift in Maharashtra politics that will have national repercussions. Ajit Pawar is now finally free from the political shadow of his uncle Sharad Pawar. He is now the new Maratha strongman, of course contingent to the fact that he succeeds eventually in claiming the party. He also becomes a crucial cog for the BJP in upcoming 2024 Lok Sabha polls, and he's already talked very fondly of the Prime Minister. On the other hand, Sharad Pawar loses clout as a tall leader, especially within the opposition unity camp, where he's seen as a big draw. If the numbers stay what they are, he loses the party and even the might to prove a comeback in elections, because there's hardly a faction left with him. So you can't even say, let's see who the public backs in elections anymore. And his daughter, Supriya Sule, allegedly for whom he sidelined Ajit Pawar, is now left in the doldrums. What is she going to control? After joining hands with the Ajit faction, the BJP now has sufficient numbers in Maharashtra to govern comfortably. But they have the issue of an irked Shinde Sena to deal with. Murmurs have already started that Shinde camp is upset. And that's because Shinde Sena's ambitions and clout both have been clipped because they are no longer key to the BJP government. Another partner also means there is less space and actually lesser berth, which was irking the Sena already as far as this alliance is concerned. They've been waiting for quite some time. And in the past, they have openly opposed the entry of the NCP into this alliance, so it now seems like backtracking for them, and they've had ideological issues. Ideology aside, let's focus on the Pawar versus Pawar war. Has the nephew pipped the uncle is the big question we're asking today. Our guests are joining us in just a bit.
सर्व विरोधी पार्टीच्या मीटिंग मध्ये मी गेलो होतो. त्या मीटिंग मध्ये चित्र ते नजारा जेव्हा मी पाहिला, खरं म्हणजे थोडं हसू येत होतं. आज जो आपण या निर्णय आपण घेतलेला आहे, या आपला राष्ट्र राज्याच्या हितामध्ये घेतलेला आहे.
आपण लढवणार आहोत आणि त्याच्यातून राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस, भारतीय जनता पक्ष, शिवसेना, शिंदे अशा पद्धतीने सगळं करायचंय. आता जर वय जास्त झालं, 82 झालं, 83 झालं, तुम्ही कधी थांबणार आहात का नाही? तुम्ही आशीर्वाद द्या ना.
सायरन पुनावालाचं वय काय? 84 साहेबांच्या पाटील काकांचे वयाचे. त्याच्यानंतर अमिताभ बच्चन किती वय? 82. या भारतीय जनता पक्षाच्या खोटारडेपणासाठी आजपासून लढायचं.
राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्ष इतकं व्यस्त आहे असं तुम्हाला वाटत असेल ते कालच्या शपथविधीमध्ये राष्ट्रवादी काँग्रेस पक्षाला का घेतलं बरं?
Joining me first up on Plain Speak is Mahesh Jethmalani. He's Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP and senior advocate in the Supreme Court. Someone, of course, who's tracked a lot of the churn that's taking place in Maharashtra politics over the last 2 years. He was counsel for the Shinde government as well. First up, let me ask you, Ajit Pawar has said today on record that there were many attempts to align with the BJP under Sharad Pawar, even going as far back as 2014. But does that sufficiently answer his critics on betraying his uncle and his party and doing it multiple times, trying to snatch the party and take it towards the BJP?
Look, this is really an internal matter of the NCP, right? What happened whether Ajit is justified in breaking ranks with his uncle Sharad or not, right, is a matter of no consequence. The fact of the matter is that, in June, I think the ultimate humiliation came, and I was provoked to actually tweet about it, that he has been marginalized so badly that, he's been put out to pasture almost. He was stripped of any real responsibility, and, you could make out that he was not happy at what was done. That there were 2 public meetings at that time too, and he was almost pleading for Sharad Pawar to step down, and Sharad didn't step down, and in fact cut him down to size. So, and then subsequently all that happened, Supriya and Praful Patel were made working presidents and so on and so forth, and he was only promised to be a future chief minister of Maharashtra, that he would be the future face as the chief minister of Maharashtra, which is, a very sort of, it's a lollipop which really had no substance, because that contingency of becoming chief minister was dependent on so many factors. So I at that time itself, I had said to myself, when I was provoked to tweet, that he had been completely marginalized by Sharad Pawar. So if you humiliate somebody to that extent, who actually, is a long-standing party worker and has built the party considerably, and as you can see, he has the grassroots support from the number of MLAs he has today, it's bound to happen that he's going to switch sides.
Okay.
This was inevitable. In the case of Eknath Shinde, it may have been more ideological. Here it was a little personal, and, it was also, I suppose, as Praful Patel and Ajit Pawar both said in today's speeches, that they found there was no other leader to guide this country except Prime Minister Modi.
Okay. What do you see as the future of the NCP then, as a party, and also Sharad Pawar? Because Ajit Pawar also said today that, why don't you just retire?
No, that was an unfortunate statement. In India, we revere our elders. My father was very robust till 93.
Yes.
So, I don't think that was a necessary thing to have said, but probably it was said out of anger and frustration and a lot of past humiliation. But, so long as you have life and energy, you're entitled to, remain in public life. If you can contribute, you're still robust. And, everybody knows that Sharad Pawar is a very canny politician. So, he has a right to continue and fight the NCP battle if he wants to. It's a losing battle. And coming to your question of what is the future of the NCP, I think that, Sharad Pawar, for all his wiliness and his political acumen, is going to find this an extremely uphill task, because, as you can see, by and large, the bulk of the party, except the die-hard loyalists, even Praful Patel has gone. Left. So, it's an uphill task, and while one shouldn't disparage somebody's age, 83, you are now in the evening of your life. So, good luck to him. We all wish all politicians well in this country. So.
You called him a wily politician. One question that arises, Mr. Jethmalani, and you've kind of seen this churn happening for the last 2 years when the Shinde faction breakup was happening, is that Praful Patel says it, Ajit Pawar says it, that Sharad Pawar has always been wanting to go with the BJP, and discussions have been held for a very long time. Now, if that was true, if he wanted to go with the BJP, why would he do this shadow boxing? Why will he fight it out if he really wanted it? And many also say that this couldn't have happened without his knowledge anyway. What do you think?
Look, Sharad Pawar keeps everybody guessing about his real motives and intentions.
Right.
That's his style of politics. He's always done it. And at the last minute, he can pull a rabbit out of the hat and do something completely unexpected. It's been his history. The late Vasant Dada, the late Y.B. Chavan will all tell you about Sharad Pawar's antics. Were they alive today? So at the last minute he helped. I must say, at that time he helped in making sure that Sonia Gandhi was not made the Prime Minister of this country. I think in 1998 or 1999. It was 1998.
Yes.
So he can do anything. He can do and he always keeps one foot with every option. Is one foot in every camp and option.
Right.
That's Sharad Pawar's style of politics. So, you want to expect that from him. That he's a little unpredictable and extremely shrewd, and he can baffle everybody's normal way of thinking.
I want to ask you, Mahesh Jethmalani, because you're from the BJP, you fought some of these legal battles for them. Don't you think overall the BJP tactics to continue in power, and I say that because there is this disqualification sword hanging on the Shinde MLAs, don't you think the tactics to continue to stay in power, aligning with whoever comes their way, are rather dirty, the way that it is playing out?
Look, I am not one to talk about morality in politics. I'm a member, but politics is about the acquisition of power, and so long as it's within the four corners of the law, I suppose all's fair in electoral politics and the making of governments. So, there are some things which do disturb you, but in politics you get used to it. So it's more about. It is about every party practices Sam Dam Dand Bhed. So I don't think that we should pick out the BJP for anything. And here, in this case, right, the BJP didn't. These people wanted to go to the BJP. They were not enticed. As Praful Patel and Ajit Pawar have said, they wanted to go to the BJP because of the leadership of Modi. That's what did it. There may have been other reasons also. They may have been uncomfortable within their own party. And in the case of Ajit Pawar, obviously his humiliation within the NCP. But they all found that their future in politics lay with the BJP. So if they want to come, and as far as the BJP is concerned, there's an accretion of strength. How can you blame the BJP? It becomes an accretion of strength, and it helps them to demolish an old foe.
Demolish an old foe. A lot of people in the BJP are talking like that. But is it just accretion? Because many feel that the BJP saw what was coming, which is the disqualification of the Shinde MLAs, 16 of them, and that is why they have done this, because they possibly saw that their government could be in danger, or at least the current ministers could be in danger.
The speaker has to decide. He had to do some preliminary inquiry as to who were the whip at the relevant time as per the judgment of the Constitution bench. So he had to first undertake that task and then proceed to give notice and give them time to file replies. So I don't know what state. I can't speak for the speaker. I haven't been here in India for the last month anyway. But that battle, and by the way, it's not the disqualification of just the Eknath Shinde MLAs. It's also the disqualification of the Uddhav Thackeray MLAs. Don't forget, their disqualification petitions also have to be disposed of by the speaker. There's some feeling that this is a very one-sided disqualification battle. It's far from one-sided.
Okay.
The speaker's decision may well turn out to surprise everybody else, whatever it may be. I can't second guess it.
No, the question that I was fundamentally getting at is that, the BJP seems to have brought on Ajit Pawar because of what they felt could happen to the Shinde faction. But now they've got another problem, because reports are emerging that Shinde faction itself is now upset. Haven't they ended up rocking their own boat?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look. Eknath Shinde's group left for ideological reasons. Of course, they may have some apprehension that now a new faction of another party
Yes.
has come in, and of course there will be the question of positions, cabinet positions, and others, right? That will cause some uneasiness, and will have to be sorted out and hammered it out. But I think the three groups, the BJP, the Eknath Shinde faction, and as also the the new NCP faction is
Yes.
certainly going to be progressing smoothly. And by the way, Shivani, this has nothing to do with any insecurity or instability on the part of that may be a narrative now being created. But the idea is for the 2024 elections. This was a move by the 30 plus MLAs of Ajit Pawar to come to the BJP. It was not an induced move by the BJP. They have come voluntarily. They wanted to come. They realized that their NCP party had no future. The MVA alliance was, for all practical purposes, dead. Opposition unity was a farce, national opposition unity. So they wanted to come to the BJP. And as far as the BJP is concerned, as I said, any accretion of strength for the 2024 elections, this demolition of two parties, right, gives them a very strong prospect of getting all 48 parliamentary seats in 2024 in the state of Maharashtra.
Right.
I think that's the game. There's no other game. There's no fear of instability. There's an ambition to maximize their parliamentary seats in the 2024 elections.
All right. Fair enough. As they say for the BJP, it's always in poll mode and, nobody really sees it coming. But I do thank Mahesh Jethmalani for joining us. Let's also open this up to our guests joining us on the show. I thank our guests for joining us and their patience. Shweta Shalini is the spokesperson of the BJP. Krishna Hegde is the leader of the Shiv Sena Shinde faction. We are also waiting for Sameer Dalwai, who's the Sharad Pawar supporter faction, joining us. Swagata G. Shah is supporting the Ajit camp. Let me first go across to Swagata. If you can hear me, Ajit Pawar today. Yes, Ajit Pawar today has clearly said.
Ajit Dada.
क्या बोल रहे हैं?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
हाँ जी आ रही है आपकी आवाज.
Hello?
आप बहुत खुश हैं अभी.
Of course, ma'am. एकच वादा अजीत दादा. We proved ourselves.
कितने लोग हैं
मेरे
आपके
साथ
साथ?
काफी सारे और भी लोग जुड़े हैं जो इतने ही खुश हैं.
कितने एमएलए हैं आपके
क्योंकि
साथ?
अजीत दादा पवार sir really deserves it. And he's really worked hard for this. He's a person, he's our leader, he's leader of youth, he's leader for the entire party. He's someone who starts his day at morning 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock, tries to help everyone, tries to solve everyone's problem. And today he got the result.
नहीं, बट शरद पवार बोल रहे हैं कि मेरा
अब
सिक्का
hard work
नहीं.
is
आप
done.
सुनिए एक बार स्वागता जी, शरद पवार बोल रहे हैं कि मेरा सिक्का खोटा निकला. उन्होंने अपने अंकल को धोखा
मैम,
दिया है.
आपको लगता है अगर सिक्का खोटा होता तो इतने लोग उनके साथ जुड़े होते मैडम? उनके साथ इतने लोग जुड़े हैं क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने आप को प्रूव किया है. एक्शन स्पीक लाउडर देन वर्ड्स. जब काम दिखता है तो लोग साथ देते हैं. बड़ी बड़ी बातें करने वाले बहुत लोग होते हैं, लेकिन जिसका काम दिखता है उसके साथ लोग होते हैं.
तो आपके साथ कितने एमएलए हैं?
शरद पवार जी हमारे भगवान है, बट अभी आज मैदान पे है अजीत दादा पवार सर.
नहीं स्वागता जी, मैं आपसे
अभी
पूछना
तो
चाह रही हूँ कि
उनको बुलाया जाता
आपके
है.
पास एमएलए कितने हैं? आज तो मेरे ख्याल से 34 आए थे आपकी मीटिंग में. लेटर में बताया जा रहा है 41 ने सपोर्ट दिया है. कितने एमएलए हैं?
इसलिए क्योंकि इतने सारे एमएलए नहीं आ पाए क्योंकि कुछ लोग अपने काम में व्यस्त थे और स्टेज छोटा पड़ गया था. अगर आपने देखा होगा तो मैं खुद वहां मौजूद थी. इनफैक्ट मैं वहीं से घर जा रही हूँ. तो काफी सारे लोग थे हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए एंड काफी सारे है अभी भी जुड़े हुए. स्टेज कम पड़ गया इसलिए काफी सारे लोग नहीं बैठ पाए स्टेज पे.
नहीं, ओके. बिफोर आई गो क्रॉस टू आवर अदर गेस्ट ऑल्सो, एक आखिरी सवाल स्वागत जी मैं आपसे पूछना चाहती हूँ. आखिरी का मतलब अभी के लिए, आप जाना मत. अजीत पवार ने आज बहुत डायरेक्ट अटैक किया अपने अंकल पे कि आप तो अब 83 साल के हो गए हैं, आप रिटायर क्यों नहीं होते? क्या जरूरी है ये बोलना? अभी मेरी महेश जेठमलानी से बात हो रही थी, वो कह रही थी कि वो कह रहे हैं कि ऐसा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं थी. लोगों की एज की रिस्पेक्ट करनी चाहिए.
नहीं सर, मैम देखिए, हम उनको भगवान मानते हैं. हम शरद पवार जी को भगवान मानते हैं एंड शरद पवार जी को आइडियल मानते हैं, तभी तो आज बैनर पे शरद पवार जी का फोटो था। अगर हम भगवान नहीं मान रहे होते तो उनको बैनर पे नहीं रखा होता ना। वो हमारे देवत है, लेकिन उनकी भी एज बढ़ रही है। ऑफ कोर्स उनकी भी पर्सनल लाइफ है, वो एज के साथ बढ़ रहे हैं। कितनी उनको भी कितनी तकलीफ देंगे, उनकी हेल्थ इश्यूज भी है काफी सारे। तो आउट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट बोली गई हुई बात है कि अब आपके कंधे पर का भार अब मुझे दे दो, मैं संभाल लूंगा। इट इज आउट ऑफ लव एंड इट इज आउट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट।
Okay. Let me go to across to
केपेबल है।
जी।
और
Let me go
अभी-
across to Shweta Shalini and Krishna Hegde also. Shweta Shalini, even Ajit Pawar said this कि पार्टी तो मैंने बनाई है और अभी भी एनसीपी अजीत पवार के बैनर पे सबसे बड़ा फोटो तो मेरा लगा हुआ है। तो सिर्फ एमएलए ले जाने से क्या पार्टी किसी की हो जाती है? श्वेता जी, आई थिंक यू आर म्यूटेड। Okay, go ahead. We can hear you.
Shivani ji, primarily this is a question which needs to be posed to NCP. I am the BJP spokesperson, yet I want to tell you that politics, the paradigm of politics is in a very, very interesting place today. It is in a place where people and the people who belong, the karyakartas, the workers, the legislative workers, the representatives, people's representatives, they are standing up to say, even in family-oriented dynastic parties, to say that this is who I'm looking up to as my leader. This is who I'm looking up to as my president. And this is what we want. And I believe this is the way leaders were always chosen in political parties. Unfortunately, today, on the verge of extinction, because these people, you saw what Vipakshi, Ekta was, because one of the people, most important people who was called Chanakya, he could not control his entire party, and that's the reason why you are seeing Ajit Pawar and the likes of him who follow him, 40 of those coming behind him and saying that we are the real NCP. This is the way that new India, unfortunately, has to emerge. New leadership has to emerge in dynastically ruled parties today. And it's very unfortunate, because I completely agree that new leaders, new age leaders need to be given a chance. And unfortunately,
that's
Ajit Pawar,
maybe fair, but actually in
was
this
brought
case,
to a
Ajit
corner.
Pawar is also dynasty. He's also not a completely, different person from the Pawar family and the leadership of the party. But let me bring in Krishna Hegde. Krishna Hegde, are you now uncomfortable with this new alliance? There is a meeting being called by Eknath Shinde and your party members. What are you going to discuss in that?
No, we are not at all uncomfortable, but we are very, very comfortable. This is a very strong coalition, and a coalition which will rule Maharashtra for the next 15 to 20 years. Having said that, let me also say that Eknath Shinde ji is the leader of the coalition, and the next election will be fought under his leadership. And we also have tall leaders like Devendra Fadnavis ji and Ajit Dada Pawar. All three of them are matured leaders. Yeah, it is a fact that some share of ours has become, has reduced. But we have to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture, like Mahesh Jetmanani ji said, is Narendra Modi ji as in the center again, back as the Honorable Prime Minister. And we scoring over 220 seats in the Assembly in 2024, so that we get our government back. And everyone will get a chance. It's not that, today also there are 14 ministerial berths which are vacant. There are also 50 odd corporation chairmanship of corporations which are vacant, and everyone will be adjusted honorably. And it's not that the government is running away. The government is here to stay for the next 15 years, and everyone will be adjusted. So we have no insecurity or fear or anything. Having said that, let me also tell you that today what they are blaming the BJP, like Mr. Jetmanani ji said, that it was not, any incentive given to the NCP. They themselves wanted to go away. Similarly, we also went away for ideological reasons. The birth of the NCP was not to oppose the BJP. It was to oppose the citizenship of Sonia Gandhi as an Italian from being the Prime Minister of India. That is actually how the birth of the NCP took place.
But times
and
change.
After that, also Sharad Pawar Saab broke the Congress 4 times and joined them 4 more times. So this, it's all contradictory. And today, what he did from 1978 to 80 and even lately,
No, but Mr.
the same thing has happened to him.
Mr. Hegde,
So,
all of that is the
this is
past.
part of
You can't really say that he was opposed to the Congress. That is why, let's say, it was problematic that he aligned with the Congress. Similarly, the Shiv Sena was opposed to the NCP and Congress. They aligned with them. The BJP is opposed to the NCP but is willing to align with them. So, let's not talk about that. No ideology is left anymore in Maharashtra.
No. In 2019, the BJP and Shiv Sena fought under the Hindutva ideology with the blessings of Balasaheb Thackeray ji and Narendra Modi ji as the Prime Minister face. And it is Uddhav Thackeray ji who broke that ideology and went and joined hands with the Congress and the NCP. So what Eknath Shinde ji did was he just repaired the mistake which Uddhav ji has made. And we came back with the Shiv Sena and the BJP. That is what the people of Maharashtra had given us a mandate originally. And we are back to the people of Maharashtra in 2024 with the same alliance.
But how will you justify this? No, 1 second.
Addition.
It may be okay in the Shiv Sena and the BJP's case, coming back together, but how will you justify this? Now taking NCP with you, and as both Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar said today, till yesterday you were cursing them for corruption and large-scale corruption in Maharashtra, institutional corruption for decades in Maharashtra, and now suddenly you are okay having them in your government. Let Shweta Shalini also respond to that, because that's the biggest charge against the BJP.
So one thing is very clear.
1 second, Mr. Hegde, 1 second. Yeah. Can I just take that to Shweta Shalini? Shweta, you heard my question on the issue of corruption?
Yes, I did. I didn't realize I was supposed to answer it. Well, let's be very clear. See, there are corruption charges against Jayant Patil as well. But he's not joined the government. There are certain ministers that Krishna Hegde ji's parties have, and certain people who are still being investigated. So let's understand, when Eknath Khadse ji was with us and we faced corruption charges, we took action against him as well. So please understand that these two issues are extremely different and they need to be taken and seen extremely differently. What is the fact? The fact of the matter today is that there is a stable government, not that we needed NCP or Ajit Pawar ji for having a stable government. As Krishna ji has rightly said, between
Shweta ji's frame is giving some issue. Let me take that forward with Swagata ji also.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that not a concern anymore that the BJP used to curse you for corruption, including Ajit Pawar, including Hassan Mushrif and all of these leaders जो अब minister बन गए हैं?
See, ma'am, speaking honestly, none of the charges are being proved right? And most important thing is this, that these are the leaders which are being chosen by public. The public have trust in them, faith in them. Their work speaks a lot. That's the reason we all are together. That's the reason so many people are supporting Ajit Dada Pawar.
Okay. Let me leave it at that.
Because I believe that none of the charges are being proven. These are just the charges being spoken. इल्जाम लगाने के लिए तो कोई भी किसी पे कोई भी इल्जाम लगा सकता है.
बट एलआई तो एलआई पे इल्जाम नहीं लगाता ना. अभी तो आप एलआई हो गए हो. आप ही के फॉर्मर जो थे.
मैम, अगर जनता के हित के लिए हम सब लोग मिलके एक टीम बने हैं, तो ये शक्ति है. ये शक्ति है जनता के हित के लिए, महाराष्ट्र के हित के लिए. महाराष्ट्र की गवर्नमेंट स्मूथली चलना चाहिए, इसके लिए आज हमारे अजीत दादा पवार सर इसके पहले भी काफी बार डेप्यूटी सीएम रह चुके हैं. उनका काम बोलता है, तभी तो उनको आज अजीत दादा बुलाते हैं. अजीत दादा पवार. His original name is Ajit Pawar, but everyone calls him Ajit Dada.
तो आप कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, स्वागता जी, आप कॉन्फिडेंट हैं कि जो नंबर्स आपके पास है वो सपोर्ट गिरेगा नहीं, क्योंकि पिछली बार तो हो गया था ऐसे.
नहीं मैम, नहीं, इस बार नहीं गिरेगा.
इस बार नहीं गिरेगा. श्वेता शालिनी इज बैक विद अस.
बातें नहीं है.
Ji, Shweta Shalini is back with us. Shweta, you want to finish what you were saying on the issue of corruption? How will you justify it to the larger public? Because just recently, in the run-up to 2024 elections, the Prime Minister has been talking so much about corruption and the corruption of those opposite to the BJP. But it's okay when they align with you?
See, unfortunately, these are questions, you know, you need to understand this. Kejriwal ji was having a long list of people that he later stood on with. You saw the people who were present in Patna. Each one has at some point of time pointed a finger at the other.
But you claim to be different, no, Shweta, you claim to be different, no, than the others.
And that's the reason why I again say what Mahesh Jethmalani ji said on your show, that these people have come to us, not that the government was not made. We had a stable government with our ideological partners, and we were very happy. But these are the people who have given a message not to us, but to the entire Vipakshi Ekta, that all is not well within parties who stand together against Modi. They are extremely sure. They have not come with us as BJP. They have come to power because they know that the power is going to stay with Narendra Modi.
But that is also not a great advertisement of what you stand for. That hunger for power which you claim the opposition has, it's not a great advertisement for ideology. But in any case, I'm running out of time. Let me give Mr. Hegde final 30 seconds as well. In the past, your leaders have been opposed to aligning with the NCC. How will you justify it to your cadre now?
Yeah, at that time, it was Uddhav Thackeray ji who was the CM. And the entire scenario was very different. Today, it is Eknath Shinde ji who is the CM. And he is the head of the government. And therefore, the scenario is totally different. So we don't have an issue with that. The important thing is you have to introspect that 90 MLAs from the Mahavikas Agadi have crossed the floor and supported Narendra Modi ji in Maharashtra in the last 1 year. That is the most important thing. And therefore, we have a strong coalition. And this coalition is here to stay and work for the people of Maharashtra.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Slipping into a very short break now. On the other side, we'll get you the other burning issue of the day and of our times. That's the UCC, of course. And there are differences now emerging even within the larger NDA family because BJP's ally, AIADMK, is now opposed to the very idea. We'll get you more on that in just a bit.